Listen, if I had to see it, you've got to see it. The You're Gonna Love It edition.
To trail Donald Trump playing some of his greatest hits during his recess day in Michigan and Wisconsin. CNN's Daniel Dale will join me now to fact check. Daniel?
Well, there's a lot. He said Democrats rigged the 2020 election. Did not happen. He said he won the 2020 election. Absolute lie. He lost. He said today's Wisconsin rally was the first time he's publicly said he doesn't think the country will survive if he doesn't win in 2024. He's actually said that over and over again. He said he's been indicted more than gangster Al Capone, who he said only got indicted once. In fact, Capone was indicted at least 6 times, more than Trump. He said all of his criminal and civil cases have come out of the Biden White House. Zero evidence for that. He said Nancy Pelosi rejected his proposal for 10,000 troops on January 6th. Complete fiction. Pelosi never got such a proposal, wouldn't have had the power to reject it if she did. He said the January 6th committee destroyed all of the evidence. No. He said he defeated ISIS in 1 month. In fact, ISIS's so-called caliphate was declared fully liberated 2 years into his presidency. He said nobody released for an immigration hearing, Abby, actually comes back to court. In fact, federal stats show a large majority do actually return. He said the economy is right now in stagflation. It simply is not. He said he left office with the price of gas at $2 and under. In fact, the national average was $2.39. He said cumulative inflation under President Biden has been 30%, then said it's actually 50%. In fact, it's about 19%. He said no other president has taken in 10 cents from tariffs on China. Actually, the U.S. has had tariffs on China since the 1700s. He said the bipartisan infrastructure law signed by Biden was, quote, fake, extremely real. It's funded tens of thousands of infrastructure projects. He said he rebuilt the whole military. Defense experts have told me he did not. He said the Biden administration wants all-electric army tanks. The military is moving toward using other electric vehicles, but not tanks. He repeated his abject nonsense that there are many cases where Democrats will allow executing babies after birth. That is infanticide, murder, illegal in every state, including those run by Democrats. He said every legal scholar wanted Roe v. Wade overturned and abortion returned to the states. Not even close to true, as multiple legal scholars have personally told me. He repeated his usual shtick about media outlets turning off their cameras as he criticized the media. Again, pure fiction. He repeated his false claim that the Biden administration is trying to take away people's gas stoves. Is not happening. He claimed there's a Biden war on American energy. In fact, U.S. oil production is at the highest level, Abby, of any country, including the U.S., in world history. He said he built 571 miles of border wall. Official federal stats show it was 458. He said he ended Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline. No, Russia resumed the project after his 2019 sanctions. He spoke of NATO members having failed to pay bills. Wrong. NATO's defense spending guidelines do not create bills at all. He said that before him, the U.S. was paying 90 to 100% of NATO. In fact, U.S. defense spending was 71% of NATO's total. He said he didn't think that before last month there had ever been a single month where 0 manufacturing jobs were gained. In fact, manufacturing jobs were lost in numerous months of his own presidency, even pre-COVID, and actually lost over his entire presidency beginning to end. He said that under the gag order on him in Manhattan in the criminal case, he shouldn't even be talking to a rally crowd. In reality, that narrow gag order does nothing to prevent him from doing political rallies. He claimed Detroit had more ballots cast in 2020 than it has voters. Totally wrong again. He told a story about African and Asian countries emptying their prisons so prisoners can migrate to the U.S. Even his own campaign could not substantiate that to me. And, Abby, he said he's winning in every single national poll. He is not.
And yet the MAGA nuts and all of Donald Trump's sycophants in Congress will run around spreading the same exact lies as he does. And they will do it purposely, maliciously, and intently. When I told you that all Republicans do is lie, that's all they do. Lie.